We're on the record in cause number 328044. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Willie Amenderis. Mr. Amenderis,
Amenderis, step forward, please.
did y'all check, see if we got bond conditions in his case?
Stand right over there, please.
Okay, for the record, your name is Willie Amenderis.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Amenderis?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine as well. Mr. Amenderis, you're here, and you're represented by your attorney, William Wilkerson, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Wilkerson, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Does Mr. Amenderis have bond conditions? Mr. Wilkerson, do you have an announcement for Mr. Amenderis?
Yes, Your Honor, we need to put this case on the trial docket.
We're gonna really set it for trial?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Okay, okay, just hold on. I'm gonna have to give him some bond conditions. Mr. Wilkerson, is May 3rd fine with you for that trial?
May 3rd looks fine for me for trial, Judge.
She changed it, it's May 5th.
May 5th.
Yes.
I have a mediation that afternoon, but I could probably move that for
Yeah.
trial purposes.
Well, she said she can go to June 2nd, if that's fine with you.
Let's see here. June 2nd is wide open for me. I can have trial that day, and if it continues into the next by some chance, then I have it open as well.
Okay, we'll reset it to June 2nd. Okay. Could you reach this to Mr. Amenderis? Now, Mr. Wilkerson, your client is being handed some bond conditions of County Court at Law number 2, and I'm going to go over those bond conditions with him. Mr. Amenderis, do you see the title Bond Conditions in County Court at Law number 2? Do you see that title?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go over that conditions with you. It says, following the arrest and/or accusation in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body, and that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, subsection A2 and subsection C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim, Cynthia Amenderis. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
And condition number 4 does not apply to you because that only applies to DWI cases. Now, Mr. Amenderis, you'll be given a copy of that. You can reach that back to me so we can make copies. And you can stand over there, get your reset. Once you get your reset, and once you are given a copy of these bond conditions, you'll be free to go. So just stand over there. Mr. Wilkerson, do you have, okay, you have another case on the course, on the trial docket that was transferred over from County Court at Law number 3 yesterday?
Yes, Judge.
Lynn Breeder.
Glenn Breeder, did you come forward? We're on the record in clause number 323041, the case is styled the state of Texas versus Glenn Adaly Breeder. Is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Breeder?
I'm doing all right.
All right, Mr. Breeder, you're represented by Mr. William Wilkerson. He is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Wilkerson, as you are aware, this case was transferred from County Court at Law number 3 on yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor.
And obviously, whoever was the prosecutor on that case is not over here in this court. So these cases are going to have to be reset. Do you still want to keep it on the trial docket?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
June 16th or June 30th?
June 16th or June 30th?
June 16th looks good to me, Judge.
Okay, we'll reset it on June 6th. We're gonna have to do a bond conditions on him too. Okay, now, Mr. Wilkerson, in this case, involving Mr. Breeder, we looked at I think he does not have any bond conditions in this case. Could we check to see if he has bond conditions that was given in County Court Law number 3? Cause number 323041. He was not.
Henry, come on.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Will you hand this to Mr. Breeder? Mr. Breeder, what you've just been handed are the standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2, and I will go over these conditions with you. The title is Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law number 2. Do you see that? Okay. And it reads, following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for the release of any defendant named herein or ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body, and that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, subsection A2 and subsection C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
You understand that condition? Okay, condition number 3. The defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim, Cornelia Pope. Do you understand that condition?
You want to speak on that?
Well, hold on, you have an attorney. And you, first of all, you have a right against self-incrimination. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Now, Mr. Wilkerson,
Your Honor, I'll have him, contact my office, later today and we'll speak, regarding this matter. I know what his objection is, Judge, and we'll have to address it with the court separately in another hearing.
okay, that's fine. All right. Now, condition number 4 does not apply to you because it only applies in a DWI case. Do you understand that? Okay. Now, Mr. Pope, hand that non-conditions to the bailiff. We're going to get you a signed copy. And then once you get the signed copy and get your case reset, you'll be free to go.
Judge, you never